Alright, so
Hello.
I promised you Sakina. I still have another beautiful lady with me here, Talia. She'll be going through trending topics with me this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hey!
Big star, big star. So, the first topic, H1N1 in Jamaica kills 3.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, the Ministry of Health is reporting that 6 influenza virus cases have been confirmed since the start of the year, 3 which have resulted in death. Dr. Nicole Dawkins, Director of Emergency Disaster Management and Special Services in the Ministry of Health, said 110 suspected cases of the acute respiratory infection influenza have been recorded at public health facilities across the island so far this year, with a portion of cases resulting from influenza caused by H1N1. The 3 H1N1 related deaths occurred in St. Anne, Kingston and St. Andrew. So first it was fighting dengue.
Yeah.
And now H1N1 almost fully blown.
They're saying that it's not linked to some swine flu thing because that was another concern that persons had. But I don't know when it's not one thing, it's the other.
Yeah.
It's really...
If mosquito now bite up on...
It's what them mosquito you pick up them things you're from.
And well, I always thought initially with swine flu that came from pigs, in all honesty.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought swine flu came from...
You can imagine a vegan dead by swine flu.
No, but you have to, like, I don't understand what's going on because I really have to wonder. Back in the day, we never have these issues. Like, I remember growing up, we never have a number of these outbreaks and it's just one after the other.
Yeah, it's so prevalent these days.
And no matter how you try to prevent it or to control the environment, there's so much that you can really do.
But what I think is causing it though, or contributing to it, is the roadworks that are going on.
Really?
Yeah, man, they're digging up the dust in the air and
water settling too.
And all of that. So I
don't know, but all right. So you want me to take this one?
H1N1?
No, me not take no H1N1. No. All right, so even though it says doing. Sanjay Shah, the Calabar High physio teacher who alleged that he was assaulted by 2 members of the school's track team on December 15, is receiving legal advice from attorney Lord Anthony Gifford. Now, in a news release on Friday, the attorney said following the reports of what could be considered, mob-like behavior, hooliganism and veiled death threats by members of the Calabar track team, as well as how the school responded, legal remedies available to Mr. Shaw are being examined. So according to the news release, right, Mr. Shaw made plans to file assault charges against Calabar track team captain Christopher Taylor and hurdler Dejon Russell. However, he decided, to delay filing the charges. Mr. Shaw disputed a claim from the school that he could not independently verify the assault, that the assault took place, and he said he has 64 witnesses, including a parent and a guardian, who could verify the event, but they were not interviewed as part of the investigation.
You see, this case now, this thing, it gets trickier and trickier as we go.
As the days go by.
Because there's always a story coming from here, a development happening here. My thing is, I saw the video, and I can agree that the boys were boisterous. The boys were behaving out of order.
Okay. Out of character?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, well, I would say out of character because there have been incidents before with these student athletes and student athletes in general where they behave in a particular manner that's unbecoming of their institution.
Right.
But in this case, I want to have all the pieces in front of me because I hear one thing from December, then hear one thing in March. You
know what persons have been asking, because there was another piece to this puzzle where apparently or allegedly the teacher came out and said, he is not trying to damage any future career that they might have, him not try to stop them shine at champs. And they're saying, okay, so what it is that you really want, because then you're going to come out and say, oh, you never know your parents. Like, it's just a number of things. So I'm saying to myself, with all of these allegations just being thrown around, whatever happened to mediation? Right, because that should be at the forefront. Now, speaking from a legal perspective, right?
Yes.
Now, speaking from that perspective, I would assume that the first thing that you do, you exchange your letters to say, hey, this is my position, and I'm putting these allegations against you. And then, in response, whoever the defendants are or who the claim is being made against, they would respond accordingly. and then mediation.
Well,
instead of taking it to court.
It's good to have a lawyer.
You get what I'm saying? And then the Dispute Resolution Foundation, they have all these ads running. Like, people, mediation, believe it or not. Because sometimes it's just in the heat of the moment. You say, yo, I'm going to court. People love say, I'm going to court, you see? You'll be surprised. But let's think about what you really want. What's the outcome that you want out of this?
I like that stance. And I really feel that if I need a mediator between me and Sakina, I'll call you. All right, so in good news, James Bond is coming back to Jamaica. Well, after they finished filming in Norway, the Daily Mail confirmed that most of the filming of the 25th James Bond film will take place right here in Jamaica and at studios in the UK. It won't be the first time that James Bond has shot in Jamaica. The island previously featured heavily in the first ever film in 1962.
That's pretty cool, right?
The island made appearance as chief setting for the debut outing of Roger Moore in the 1973 film Live and Let Die. Yeah. James Bond coming to Jamaica. If you need any extras.
I know, right? Hit us up. Really hit us up. Like.
But that does say a lot about our island, what we offer to the world. We saw Buja's concert, you know, and it's an indicator that we have potential to grow so immensely.
I was reading about this yesterday, and it's so funny that they're saying, hey, we even have like a James Bond beach, you know, it's pretty cool.
You know what I mean?
It's really pretty cool, and it's just so fitting that this staging of it is back in Jamaica. Now, it can do a lot for our country once again, and we've seen the likes of many international superstars coming within like last year, you know, not even to mention like how DJ Khaled promote Jamaica is off the chain, like it's ridiculous, and he's just one of many. We saw Drake come in for Popcorn's concert, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, like just to name a couple off the top of my head.
And even the Yardie film.
Even the Yardie film, you get what I'm saying? So it seems that there is a lot to offer international media, entertainment, the whole works. And we're not only talking about music, but movies, you know, that whole scope. We have a lot to offer here, and not to mention our talent. So it's really fitting, and I hope we get some big bosses out of this, some new big international actresses and actors. Me too.
1 hour.
Me too.
That's all the time we have for trending topics. Share your views on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Sakina says still no Twitter. That's my Jam. Trending topics. We'll be right back.